Lord have mercy, mercy, mercy. Daddy up in your party. Lord of them load. Them loot. Hospitals, no medication. Them loot. Get a youth, no just know them loot. Them loot. No water to drink in township. Them loot. Lord have mercy. Mr. Over the rhythm, step over the verse.
Hey! Yay!
Damn loot.
Hey! Let's stop playing before Hopewell sues us for copyright.
Wow,
Hopewell said, you know what? You guys, I'm going to fix the country on my own. I'm going to go to jail on my own.
And get a rhythm while I'm at it.
Exactly. And I'm going to create the soundtrack for the struggle.
Wow.
What
Damn
a king. Damn loot. Guys, can we do
mad.
a basset challenge or silhouette challenge?
On damn loot. What will be the background? You know, like with the buses, you know, you have to be, you're like just cash and then you like gloss yourself up and kind of thing. So what would be the
I don't know. Like we need to
PPE
think
or
about
something?
Or maybe camouflage.
Damn loot.
And then like you have to have like a bag, like ingani imali.
All right.
Like so you have it on your back. Wait, we are coming up with the challenge.
This is happening.
Listen. So you basically start off wearing like, you know, like lounge wear.
Yes.
So it could be even if you can get camouflage, wear camouflage.
Yeah.
And if not, you know, you wear your track heels and whatever. And then ufaka dobs like a beanie hat. Right. And then you have a sack which you just fill in with things.
To
represent the money
loot
that you're looting.
Yes.
And then you do like you know that dance?
Which one?
What is it called? So when you put
the footwork.
Like that, like the footwork. Then you be like, damn loot.
When you take your PPE, your money, whatever it is that you're looting, you got it in your bag. We should do this, you know.
We should.
We really should.
We should.
Let's make it up.
Guys,
let's start.
2021.
Wow. What a way to start the year.
2021.
Them loots.
Welcome, guys. If you are listening to this for the very first time, let us introduce ourselves. Welcome to Girl Guys podcast, the podcast with the vibes. The podcast with the vibes.
Episodes.
Yes. With me, Natasha.
And I am Xolie.
And I sometimes go by Nat.
I sometimes go by Michelle.
Yes, Michelle. What's been happening?
Just them looting. You know?
It's February already.
I can't believe that it's freaking February. I think January is normally such a long month. But I feel like it has been kind in that it hasn't been too, I don't feel like it's dragged out too much.
No.
I don't feel like it has. But then there's just been so much that has been happening, I suppose, you know, birthdays. You know, it's your birthday just yesterday. Happy birthday, Natasha.
Thank you. And it was your birthday on the 13th.
Yeah.
Happy
January
birthday to you.
And happy belated to Brent, whenever his birthday was.
Yes, happy belated. So
January babies.
And Oprah was born in January.
Michelle Obama
was born in January.
Great people.
Kerry Washington was born in January. Justin Timberlake was born in January. I'm just saying.
Just for a little bit of control.
I'm trying to think who else was born in January. Like, great people were born in January.
For sure.
So, I mean...
No, happy birthday. I think happy birthday to everybody born in January because we know it's a difficult month.
It is. It is.
Were you happy with your presents? Can I ask you a question, actually? Let me just bring this up. I actually had it close by. Just give me 1 second. Did you have a good day yesterday?
It was good. It was good. You know, like how I felt, I was like, oh my God, lockdown birthday. But actually, you know what? It was good. And shout out to my aunt. Like, she really went out of her way. She cooked. I asked for oxtail. oxtail potato salad.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God, she cooked. But then now, first world problems of like, manje ukudla lokho.
Did you bring me my oxtail?
Oh no, I didn't, because I explained to you before, like about me sneaking out of the house.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it was a bit.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. I understand. I have a question. So on your posts, so on Twitter and on Instagram, this is you. Happy birthday to me, Togo's daughter. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me and for this life. I am grateful for my family, my friends who have become family, for God's favor that keeps locating me. That's nice, brother. I like that. Like God's favor keeps locating me. Anyway, I continue. I pray that this chapter comes with ease, the soft life, health, more money. Yes. Where the money resides. Joy.
Yes.
And ... And I kept asking. I was like, and what? And you just ignored. Sister, you just liked the comments.
But it's a puzzle.
But this is what I'm asking for you to
So there were
depuzzle the
six
puzzle.
dots. There were was it 5 dots?
Oh, I didn't actually realize.
It's a puzzle.
So what is the 5 dots?
It's for me to know.
But what are the letters? What is it?
Listen. These are hidden prayers.
But, in order for it to manifest, you need a praying, people around you who are also manifesting it, right? So help us to help you.
Listen, that one is locked away.
It's locked away. Okay, well, listen, I pray that the dot is what she gets. First, I pray that you get everything that you desire.
Yes.
But may you get that dot which you have, which you're not willing to disclose what it is.
And actually, shout out to Uncle Bay, because he wished that for me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
No.
I shared that with you.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know.
So
I know.
I was like, hi.
It's happening. No, it will happen. It will happen.
Yes. What else did I want to say before we kind of get? I think that there's a lot that's been happening. Oh, and people were like, "Do you guys? How long is this break and stuff like that?" So congratulations on your move, the job move.
Oh yes,
yes.
So I still have some time off before I actually start. But I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to being challenged in a completely different way, because it's out with the whole patient care and looking at overall services. I'm really looking forward to kind of using my brain in a different manner. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I just hope that it's everything that I aspire it to be, because you already have your set intentions. You're already like, okay, so this is what it's going to be like. Then and it's just a completely different ball game. But I'm really excited. Completely I'll be building my team.
Wow.
I'll be heading like a department with nearly 40 staff. So it's like quite a step up for me. Like honestly, I still can't believe that me, a simple girl from Bulawayo, is getting such an opportunity. So I'm really grateful for it.
Oh, I'm grateful for you.
Thank you,
and
love.
you'll do well.
Thank you.
You will do well. Well done.
Thank you so much. And like another thing that really, I think what you realize, and I'm sure you've probably seen it as well, that after you stay in a team for a certain amount of time and you're moving on, people then kind of like, oh, we always knew that you're going to do something else. So it's quite nice and reassuring to hear that.
Yeah.
But how about you? Because you're moving on up in the world as well.
And actually, it was funny because remember someone was like, "Oh, you guys are twins."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" And then I realized that actually we were both leaving our roles at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm moving jobs. So that's one of the reasons why, like, we just thought like January was just a bit hectic, like work-wise, because like when you're trying to finish well, like you wind down. So it's just like work. Yeah. So I'm moving. I don't know if I can say what I'm doing.
Well, you are. Well, okay. Well, give us a little bit though. You're going to
So I'm going to a different. So I'm going to be working. I guess I can say I guess I won't say exactly what I'll be doing, but I'll be working on the Commonwealth Games 2022.
That's amazing. So we've got free tickets.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully,
Thank God.
Hopefully, so working on trying to deliver that. So it's there are many different ulama organizing committee and all different types.
And
so,
you're in there.
yeah.
Oh, well done. Sis.
So I'm
onwards
I'm
and
looking,
upwards.
yeah, I am looking forward to that, but
Nah.
obviously looking forward to the podcast because this is our baby.
Can we just, we have been gathering content.
Guys,
Well, content has been gathered.
Guys.
Has been gathered to us.
guys,
Anyway, we'll talk about it a bit later.
Yo.
in the pod. But I honestly, I was just like, yeah.
if you play me, I have a podcast. And in 2021, I have no issues whatsoever saying your name on this podcast because
Auntie.
I don't care anymore.
We are
I
tired.
used to hold back.
We are
because
tired.
People used to say, no, don't, because if someone else is listening
We
who
don't
may be
care.
interested in you, they'll think, Uguti, you
You do
talk
the
on the
same.
podcast.
They better do
I
right.
don't care anymore.
Do right,
I
then we don't talk about
I
you.
am done with that species. Like
Yes.
I don't. If you play me, I have a podcast, and I'm
We are
saying
ready.
names. Mm-hmm.
We are ready. We are tired of the other gender, please.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many stories out there. Too many. Anyway, we'll get to that. At
I was
the end.
about to say, do you remember when Chris was like Karuchi in all his songs? I was about to have.
I must have a moment. Guys. But anyway, let's keep to the program.
Okay. Before we go on, I need to say we made a big blunder. So the last pod that we had, what we did is we just wanted to kind of like thank people, but we didn't really like plan it properly.
We didn't.
So we were just going through our episodes and saying, thank you to so and so for appearing. Thank you to so and so.
Yo.
The queen
herself.
the regal,
The Rika fix. See, now the Rika fix, right?
the Nessa fee.
The Nessa fix.
So we made a big omission because we did not mention Vanessa, our friend, our best
honestly.
friend Vanessa, and who was on our pod when we were talking about celibacy, school days, and
Such a big supporter of the pod, man.
yeah.
She's always like, one way or the other, whether it's financially, whether she's availing herself to come onto the podcast, whether it's just like, this was after she's listened. She's literally just such, honestly, we appreciate you so much, Fee.
Yeah, no, we really do. And I was saying, because I knew it, I got a text. I was like, oh, so you guys.
I got
know
the
the
text. And I said to Natasha, I was like, Natasha, how did we forget?
You know when you're just like, there's no defense, and like, my bad. But yeah, and Vanessa's birthday is coming up.
It is.
So guys, do the right thing. I think she now has her cash app.
Hey. She's so
social
crazy.
media.
She said to me one day, like, she was like, send me your cash app. Okay, so hey, yes, I sat down, cash app, getting it ready. Then I was like mentioning to people, saying, show off. He says, it's not my place, it was your cash app.
I was like,
And what did you say?
I was like,
What did you
she's
say?
going to request money. I was like, I laughed. I laughed. But also, and shout out to our fave Xolie, DJ Xolie. He did our New Year's playlist. So if you guys haven't listened, like, I don't know about you, I have been listening. I've been banging it. Like
It's so good.
It is so good.
It's
like
so good.
Mix knows his stuff. So
And also just to shout out a few people who have sent us some money.
yes, please.
Mr. Cabo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. He sent us some money. Tendama Posa, aka the Feeling Station.
Thank you.
And also to Ruvarashe Gutu. Thank you so much. He bought us some coffees.
Thank you
But thank you guys. We appreciate it so much. We will use it wisely.
Yes.
We will continue to go forth into the world and bring more and more content.
Yes, thank you so much, guys, for supporting us. It means a lot.
Mm.
Okay, just quickly, politics. So a lot has been happening. Like we won't be able to cover it, but I just wanted to mention a few things. So we had the Ugandan elections. So Museveni versus Bobby Wine.
But wait, what is Bobby Wine's real name, please?
His real name is Robert Kyagulanyi
Right.
Sentamu.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his real name. But Bobby Wine was his artist name because he was an artist. So Museveni won the election of the ballots cast with 58%.
Wow.
And Bobby Wine had 34% according to the official results. However, there are people that are contesting it, and I think Bobby Wine himself is even contesting the results, right? So he insists that he was the winner and claims that the military were stuffing ballot boxes. Very reminiscent of a teapot country,
a certain country we won't mention
in Africa. So, but I really don't know. I know Bobby Wine is popular online on social media, but then and clearly he was drawing crowds.
He was
and everything. So and he's 38.
He's
very, very young. I think turning 39. And Museveni is 76 years. Oh, he's younger than I thought.
Because they tend to be a lot older.
Yeah, because he's been in power for years. Okay, I don't know why I thought he was in his 80s. But anyway, the authorities had said that he could only leave his house. So he was under house arrest. In Kampala. Because they feared his presence in public could incite rioting. But I think recently there was a judge who said, that he shouldn't be under house arrest, and that his home was not a proper detention facility. So we'll see, what happens with that kind of fallout. So Bobby Wine is just like an interesting person to watch.
Yeah.
I do think like Uganda, Zimbabwe, and a few countries kind of have
the similar.
Yeah, and I think there's just something about when people have been in power for so long, even if they are doing good, if they are being voted in, it's just like you've been there too long. Another thing I want to talk about is the vaccination wars. I will say that last year we were all about, oh my God, the pandemic. It's a pandemic. And thinking that, okay, the vaccine is, the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think at the end of 2020, when we're getting news about the vaccines being approved, people were like really hopeful about 2021. But what has become apparent is, I know for me anyway, I really hadn't thought about the logistics and the politics
that
of
would
the
come
vaccines.
with it. Yeah.
And it's now looking like 2021 is literally going to be like vaccination wars, right? And I was interested, and this is something that we can watch, is like, what does it mean for quote unquote poorer countries, developing countries, and particularly interested in what it means for the African continent. Because if we're lagging behind with vaccines, what happens when the West is all vaccinated up, right? And like British people, for example, love to travel. What does it mean for a country like Zimbabwe, for example, that maybe Zimbabwe is not really a great example because I feel like they're not doing the most in terms of what they can do with tourism.
Yeah.
But countries like South Africa, Kenya, but maybe those are not great examples because I think those countries at least seem to have strategies and plans.
Yeah.
But what does it mean for poorer nations that really rely on tourism or rely on their diaspora coming back home? And, because arguably, I think if you are that country, one strategy is like close your borders and not bring people in.
And
but
deal with what's happening on the ground.
Exactly. And then I was reading that. So it's interesting because like some countries. So for example, is it Seychelles, right? Which is a popular tourist destination. Has already started a free vaccination program. And I was interested in this because they received a donation from
where?
Sinopharm from Abu Dhabi. It's like some pharmaceutical company in Abu Dhabi. And Mauritius as well has started. Egypt has started. And then I saw that South Africa, their first batch is arriving or probably has arrived by the time this podcast comes because it was due to arrive Monday, the 1st of February. And this was a shipment from India, from Mumbai.
Yeah.
So so it'll be just interesting to see because I saw like some chart which was showing like the countries that have been, that the African countries, so like the South Africas and I think your Kenyas, whatever, they're sort of ahead. And then there's the Zimbabweans who are just
That's what Zimbabwe.
exactly. But it's Anyway, I think this could really be another podcast because there's a whole conversation about okay, if you don't have the money, because like a country like South Africa, they have the money, but there's also politics because they were arguing that why we're at the back of the queue if we have put money in front. So, but I think like a country like Zimbabwe, if we don't have, I think we have to buy some at the very least, but you can be strategic in terms of, how you coalesce your diaspora, for example. There are people who are scientists who work at Pfizer, who are working at all these companies, right? Maybe let a case be made for, okay, no, the world is not safe if we're not all vaccinated. Like, like, I don't know. Anyway, we can go on and on. But anyway, let me see. It kind of leads us nicely to what we were gonna talk about. But before we do, I need to we're gonna try and speak to someone. But before we do, what else is on your mind? Like what's been of interest?
So what has been? I think again, just to go on about the vaccine, like I read somewhere about how the BAME community, like I guess in UK, were lagging behind in getting the vaccination because I guess initially there was that whole fear. There's a lot of fear, right? There's a lot of unknowns with the vaccination. We don't know what it means for women, what it means for men, what it means for Black women. So I think there was a bit of a lag, so to speak. So I think they're looking at it now, saying that okay, so there's now been again there's now disparity in the people who are being vaccinated and people who are coming forward for vaccination, and that they're saying that the BAME community, that's the Black and ethnic minorities, are not really forthcoming in coming and getting vaccinated. So again, that's something else that needs to be addressed, because even I remember before I got vaccinated, I was worried. I was like, but I don't know what it means for me at my age. You don't know. There's so many questions. But I was like, I think at the end of the day, I will get vaccinated because I remember like even before there was even talk of when they were just talking about the vaccine, and you're like, shoot my arm, whatever it was, like I'll be bouncing on that. I'll be bouncing on that vaccine.
Oh, the vaccine.
Okay. Well, what did you want to be bounced on?
No, it's just the way you phrased it. I'm like, what?
Okay. Clearly our minds are elsewhere, but never mind. Back to the vaccine. But you are one person who's always been like, oh, you know what, I'm going for it. And I've been more like, oh, I'm gonna wait and see, let others get it first.
Yeah,
but now it's just like, okay, I appreciate it. This is the way forward, if you want to kind of if we want to kind of get back to normality, we're going to need to get vaccinated.
It's one of the ways. Yes. So we should definitely do a episode on like the vaccinations, and we should try and get like scientists and whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm eagerly waiting. And the way that I think of it is I have seen medical intervention, do great things, give people life. And the number of times I've been to the hospital, like to the doctor, and I'm not well, then they prescribe me something and I just take it and I feel better. Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I do understand people's reservations.
Yes.
It's absolutely fine. But like I'm saying, I have seen what medical intervention will do.
But that being said, that's the thing, is that we have seen what medical intervention can do. We have seen the dark side of medical intervention.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that is where the reluctance comes, especially for, there's I think there's three slices to this pie, and I think there's the slice that you need to kind of appreciate as well, that there's some crazies out there who are like, who believe that the vaccine is it's a chip for tracking people, or it's just a way of getting rid of Black people or something like that. So there is, I think that's the crazy pie, but there is the slice of this pie where you are wary of the fact that, you know what, especially where vaccination has come in before, you know, where looking at the West, the East, you know, the West and Africa, for example, that relationship with vaccinations has not always been a positive thing. Yes, they have. There's been positive things like vaccinations against polio and all these other, you know, childhood diseases, and that has helped us, you know, progress in certain areas. But then we cannot forget that it was through vaccinations that they vaccinated people with HIV, with syphilis, and all this stuff. Yeah, that happened.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's
so
fair.
So it's easy to see both sides. You can see the reluctance, and you can see the how it works.
No. Let's do like a proper pod, because I also believe in you know, like the Dr. Seppis of this world.
Yes. Yes.
I do. I've told you how like like I've seen like where I've done natural remedies and it's worked for me.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe we should have like a proper discussion about it. I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So we are just gonna try and call hey, let's hope this goes through. We're trying to call somebody. Is it ringing?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. How are you?
Okay, awesome. I'm good.
Yeah?
Yes. So,
just chilling. How you guys doing?
No, we are doing good. So we have got Asaph on Girl in Skies podcast.
Yay!
Yeah. It's a pleasure to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, welcome. It is such an honor to have you. You know,
Thank you guys.
We are seeing the great things that you are doing.
Like
hashtag great things.
Exactly. Hashtag Asaph for Mama. So for those of you who don't know, and Asaph will introduce himself.
Yes.
Asaph is a rapper. He's an artist who is in Zimbabwe. I believe you're from Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. I don't know if that's where you currently are at the moment. Are you currently in Bulawayo?
Yeah, that's where I am. Born and bred, child.
Hometown.
This is the headquarters. HQ.
Yes.
So Asaph has done like wonderful things. One of the things that that's happening right now is he has been nominated for the Listener's Choice Award alongside 19 other nominees from across the African continent. So we're talking people like Tiwa Savage, Sarkodie from Ghana, Focalistic from South Africa, like so many great people.
Yeah.
So Asaph has been shortlisted as the Zim representative. And that's no small thing, because you know, like there were other people that were on the short list, like Winky D, Gemma, Shasha, Ja Praiser. But you know what? People rallied behind and voted for Asaph.
We're good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we just need to make sure that he gets this award. We're good at voting. When it comes to voting, remember? If we can vote for a flag, we can vote for you, man. We can do it.
You know what I mean?
So do it, man. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Can you tell us like where your name came from? Like what is the meaning of Asaph? Like what does that mean to you?
Okay. Well, basically, I'm Asaph, a hip hop artist based in Bulawayo, the city of Kings.
Yeah.
I have a passion for young people, working with the youth of Zimbabwe, because I really believe, you know, we have a lot to offer the world. Actually, we have a lot to offer to the world.
So about me and the name though, I was in Bible school, like an internship for Bible school in 2011.
Okay.
So at first I was called Quan Fire, right?
Okay.
So I felt like that name was a bit rough, a bit dancehallish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially like when girls are trying to pronounce that, it comes out in a funny way. So I knew like I wanted to change like the name to something a bit more polished, something a bit more marketable, you know what I mean? So I had this index of like Hebrew names, right? That I was just researching up on because I was always someone who loved to read the dictionary and stuff like that, know the meaning of words and everything.
Right.
So I had this Hebrew index of like different words. So I came across the name Asaph. I liked how it sounded. I liked what it meant. I read up on the characters in the Bible. I thought they were really cool people. So I just stuck with that.
Okay. What does it mean? What does it mean, Asaph? In Hebrew?
What does it mean?
It means Jehovah has gathered. That's what it means.
Look at you, and you bring people together too.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Because I feel like I've really been called to like gather people, the youth of Zimbabwe specifically, right? Because once we're united in something, that's when we can, get the most done. So if we all like gather together behind a certain idea or behind a certain cause or whatever, we can really shake up the whole world. Like, look how we did it. We managed to gather around this whole ASAP for Mama thing. Yeah. And we went against like the likes of Winky D, Jao Praiser, which wasn't a small thing, man. No. Shasha's a whole BET winner. You know what I mean? But that just shows that when we come together, powerful things can be done. And I believe like with my whole like career and music, God really wants to use me to do a lot. So the road is looking great.
Right. Well, listen, how do we get people to gather votes? Natasha, what's the process for voting for Asaph?
So people have to go on MTV mama.com and like you'll get the information. So you scroll to listener's choice and you click Asaph and you scroll down and you cast the vote. What I will say is if you are outside of the African continent, sometimes when you try to go on there, it will take you to MTV US, MTV UK, right? So what you just have to do is just make sure like your VPN is turned on so that it will take you to like to the page. Listen,
to the African side.
We have found ways like to work around.
You know what I mean? You can vote as many times as you can. So like we are really gunning for this.
We are ready, don't you worry. What would it mean to you like to win this?
I mean, I think it would mean a lot, because like coming from Bulawayo as a hip hop artist, you know what I mean? I feel like there's been a lot of limitations that have been placed on people coming from this side of the country. There's been a lot of limitations that have been placed on hip hop as a genre in Zimbabwe. You know what I mean? So like for me, it would really mean that that you can break through any limitation. You know what I mean? If you just work hard and you're consistent and you don't let what people say define you. You know what I mean? Obviously, me winning is not going to fix everything and won't just decentralize the whole situation. But it's a step to show that it is possible. So we don't really have to wait for people to open the door for us. We don't have to wait for people to co-sign or endorse us. You know what I mean? We can. Don't be afraid to dream from whatever city you're from. Don't be afraid to dream. Whatever genre you're in, you can do it, bro.
No, I love that. No, I love that so much. No, listen, we are going to be so 100% behind you.
100% behind you.
We want you to succeed. So we will be doing our bit as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate it.
All the best. We're gonna get like people to vote for you, and I think that there's more that we can do in terms of just supporting, and it means I think the diaspora community, because a lot of our listeners are outside of Zim. I think because the arts is just so important. I have a question. You don't have to answer because it could be
oh dear,
a little bit. Okay, keep on the safe side of this question, right? So my question is: have you heard the Dem Loot? Like, would you go on the remix for that?
Yeah, I would definitely, sir. I'd definitely do that. That's fire.
Cool. No. You heard it here first, guys. And the last question: what's up for Valentine's?
For Valentine's, aren't it's lockdown, sir? Well, locked down here for
That's
Valentine's.
not an excuse.
No, I'm not saying it's an excuse. I mean, I have done something. I've sent something. Something's being delivered, right? But then it's not like I can be there with her and like, Valentine's in the right way.
Yeah.
So she'll receive and enjoy. But,
Okay.
I'll be sad because her presence is my present. So
Ooh, yeah, you're
lucky
smooth
woman.
with it. All right, thank you so much, Asaph. It's been so good talking to you.
it's been awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right,
Thank
cool.
you.
Thank you. So,
So
guys, that was Asaph. You guys have to
You have to
vote.
vote. You have to. Like literally from you can vote as many times as you want.
Exactly.
We can literally just have if you do 10 times a day, then you just hashtag and say I voted for Asaph.
Listen, guys, let's do it. I'll just play a little bit of. This is Asaph songs like so.
Waking up and get the money, man. We supplying on a daily. Let's spread the magic to the country, yeah. Cause we connected like so. We connected in the streets. Man, we connected like so. Bafana, we connected in the streets. Moro. Waking up and get the money, man. We supplying on a daily. Let's spread the magic to the country, yeah. Cause we connected like so. We connected in the streets. Man, we connected like so. You see me? We connected in the streets. And we connected in the city. And we connected in the streets. The ladies go crazy when they see me. She wanna pose and take a pic. Cause I'm popping, it's feeling like my time. Pray the
Yes, so that's Asaph, man. We love supporting talent as much as we can, So yeah. It was great. So guys, please vote. Please vote.
Get behind your guy. Get behind Asaph.
Yeah, at the beginning you were talking about content.
Sissy. Hey, content has come in a truck. It has run us over.
Content.
Wow. Like what a wow. When from the time we stopped recording, I was like, bloody hell. Like honestly. Like this should be. I'm like, there's so much that has happened.
This guy called Kaya Langa, the South African author, he's got a book called These Things Really Do Happen to Me. And I always think to myself, if that title was not taken, that is what I would call my book.
Yo, guys. Because these things happen. There's a lot of crazy shit that has happened.
So, I'll give you a preview. Like a little preview.
A small preview. And actually, just talking about previews, we need to think about ways. Actually, not. This is a lie. We have thought about ways. I'm sorry. Like, let me not just pretend that this is the first time we're sitting here thinking about it. We have thought about ways about previews.
Mm-hmm.
We want to think. We want to kind of really share exclusive content with you guys.
Yes.
Where you get to know us on a level, where you get to know crazy stuff that happens to Natasha, to myself. I mean, obviously Natasha is a lot more interesting. There's a lot more interesting. There's a lot more interesting stories. But we really want to take our pod to the next level. And one of the things that we're so good about taking a break is because it allows you to assess what you have and also do like a bit of a SWOT analysis and think about how you can get a little bit stronger. And one way we want to do this is by introducing Patreon. Is that how you say it?
Yes, Patreon.
So what is going to be now? What is going to be available for our Patreon?
Yes.
Patreoners.
So basically, like as Xolie said, we appreciate the support from
100.
you guys, and particularly from just some of our most fierce supporters. And we just want to be able to, cater to you with exclusive content. So in the next few weeks, we will sort of share our Patreon, and basically there will be exclusive content. I think it's important to say that the podcast does not change at all. This is just additional content, right? This is just additional content. So if you're a Patreon member, you will get an exclusive podcast from us, which will be accessible. There'll be a link, but we will try as much as we can for it to be a visual podcast. So you will get that regularly, at the very least, sort of like once in 6 weeks or once a month. You will also, if you are a Patreon member, there will be live chats, which will be members only. So like Zoom or Instagram, because we have a separate Instagram page, which is Gellen's Guys members only, which we will open up to our patrons and our members. So we're looking forward to that. This is a way that our podcast can be more sustainable, and that we can grow, and literally, like say, it's no change to the podcast. It is just additional content.
Just an extension.
Exactly. So that we can keep we will be more vulnerable on there. So that's coming in the next few weeks, and the details will come. I think as a courtesy, what we will do is just for the first one. We will offer. We will, as a courtesy, we'll do something for the people that have previously supported us on PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't, it's not too late to, because if you're not sure about like Patreon and like a monthly commitment,
try it out first.
So maybe you can buy us a coffee. And if you do, we will make sure that you will have access to that exclusive content that we share.
Can we just share a little bit of the exclusivity of the content?
Ask me the question and I'll answer, because I told your hitters that I got a podcast, and if you play with me, I am saying your name.
Shaking.
And that's what I'm gonna do in the exclusive podcast. Ask Cecily.
Can you tell us what happened, Lolo cousin?
Yo, he left me on Christmas Eve. He said he was going to pick up my gift.
And nigga went.
And he didn't come back. He left. I went home with frostbite.
Yo.
I was standing in the cold.
Guys.
For...
What a difficult. And then ngamfonela phela ubhuti. Ngamfonela ngathi kanti ibhuti izakuhamba njani. Wathi njani ear infection. I just got discharged. Ngathi ngo-11 ebusuku you just got discharged. Ngathi ungena esibhedlela in times of peak times of COVID. And baba kungenisa wena because ngendaba yakho yendlebe.
Did he say he kept falling? Or something? Yo!
Guys.
What is going on?
What the actual heck? Yazi ngaphelela.
Oh my God.
Ngaphela man. Like I had no strength.
Listen.
Ngaphela amandla, like. I was like, wow. So anyway.
So if you want to get the full story time, that will be on the exclusive one.
And then there's some other niggas out there getting married, like in like getting married, like after being in relationships with other people. Anyway.
How are you on the timeline having a Disney wedding? Like,
Disney.
Like
proper.
Like, soap opera wedding. And
then niggas turn around and say, nah, that only took 2 weeks to plan. Yes, the men will defeat you. Men. Anyway, guys, you really want to sign up to our Patreon. No joke. There's going to be loads and loads and loads of content on there.
There's going to be loads of content. But hi, guys.
Listen.
Guys.
Anywho.
Anyway, let us do the things. I
Just
have
to
been
remind
listening to Jasmine's. On social media,
Instagram, Twitter. I am at Xolie MC.
and I am at Malaika Diva
And if you want to follow us on socials on Twitter, we're at
at Girl in Skies,
Facebook, we're at
Girl in Skies podcast,
Instagram, we're at.
Girl in Skies.
Check out our YouTube channel.
Yeah, Girl in Skies.
And if you want to send us any emails,
mygirlinskies@gmail.com.
and if you want to send us some money or coffee,
Yeah, buy me a coffee/Girl in Skies.
yay.
Yeah, and if you get to this part of the pod, what should they call it? #amavolovolo.
Yeah.